In the new tell-all from Bob Woodward and Robert Costa, peril. Turns out 2 days after the January 6th insurrection, Joint Chiefs Chairman Mark Milley feared the former president would launch a nuclear war. That is a bombshell revelation. A bombshell about a bombshell that could bring about the revelation. But going nuclear makes sense for the former president. After all, he is a fat man who acts like a little boy.
Usual suspects circling the wagons around General Mark Milley, justifying and defending his alleged actions, which, if true, represent the greatest breach of the civilian-military chain of command in recent memory. Let me bring in somebody who I know is going to have strong opinions on this, because he always does. Nationally syndicated radio talk show host and host of I'm Right with Jesse Kelly, right here on the First TV, Mr. Jesse Kelly. This seems like kind of a big deal, but I know that if it's Trump, they say it's not treason for some reason. You were in the military, Jesse. What do you make of it?
Yeah, I think Mark Milley should be prosecuted for his crimes before the month is over and never see the light of day in a federal prison before. And in fact, if warranted, if it's even allowed by law, Mark Milley should actually probably be subject to capital punishment. I'm not trying to be over the top. I believe he should have a trial, a fair trial, but high treason from the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, I don't know that there is a worse crime you could possibly commit. Buck, the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff called China and said, hey, we'll give you a heads up if we're going to attack. That's high treason. Either we're a nation who cares about continuing on or we don't. And if we're not going to hold these people to account, and there's no indication he's going to be held to account, then we're simply not going to go on anymore. Buck, we're not going to last much longer. We won't.
What was he thinking? I mean, to the degree that we can know that, I know that no one can truly know, but what do you think is going through this guy? He's a career military officer, right? He's been in the game a long time. Mm-hmm. And he thought that this was okay? How?
I actually have a theory on this. I was thinking about this last night, Buck, because I had that exact same thought go through my head. You know, assuming he's got an IQ above a grapefruit, and like you said, he's a military guy, in what universe would he think that this was appropriate? And this is what I came up with, and I think I'm dead on. Donald Trump was such a threat to the system, so disdainful to the system that controls everything in this country, that the second he was elected, everybody from generals to journalists, everybody decided anything and everything was acceptable in the effort to stop him and get rid of him. There were no rules anymore. There were no laws. There were no norms. We'll send the FBI to wiretap his campaign. We'll try to impeach him twice for nothing. We'll call China and tell him not to listen to him. They just decided rules and norms. The situation was so desperate, rules and norms and laws didn't mean anything else before, which is fine. Okay, fine. You sold out everything, but they all had better understand that toothpaste doesn't go back in the tube. Now you have Americans on the other side, Americans like me, who say, okay, no rules then anymore. If that's the way we're gonna play it, you just decided the rules of engagement, and I don't think they're gonna enjoy that for as long as they think they're gonna enjoy it.
I know that we had the commander-in-chief, because that is technically what he is, Joe Biden, specifically refer to the Milley controversy today. And Jesse, I wanted to have you react. Here's what he said.
Sir, did General Milley do the right thing, sir?
Thank you.
In your opinion, did General Milley do the right thing?
I have great confidence in General Milley.
I just want to say that this is not surprising at all. But beyond that, I've been arguing, Jesse, today that General Milley, as far as the left and the Democrat apparatus is concerned, is now a hero. Some of them are openly saying this for doing what he did. And also, I think that he's probably adding zeros to whatever book deal he gets when he's out and whatever speaking gigs he's going off on when he's no longer in public office. They're going to reward him for this, essentially.
They always do. Their biggest failures get rewarded. You're so right, Buck. I mean, the great Rush Limbaugh said that all the time. They promote their failures, and they do. Milley's not going to resign. He's not going to be fired. He's not going to, certainly never going to see a day in federal prison. You just mentioned his book deal. I think, I bet you money I can already predict the title at this point in time. It's going to be something like Courage to Make a Stand or something stupid like that. Yeah. And he's going to make $5-6 million on it. And you mentioned the lecture circuit. He'll be making 100 G's to go out to Howard University and speak for 20 minutes. Mark Milley is going to live high on the hog for the rest of his life. Because the truth is, in this country now, because we're broken and corrupt and rotted, if you serve the system, life is good. It's really easy. Life is easy and profitable to serve the system. Now, if you're against it, they'll destroy you. But if you just prove to be a loyal servant to the system, you'll be taken care of.